Hi, I'm Andrew from Ambit Scientific. Today I'm joined with David from Chimneys for Africa. David, it'd be great to hear a little bit about the project and also the impact you're trying to have with Chimneys for Africa.
Yeah, so I'm David. I work with my wife Natasha, and we developed a solution to indoor household air pollution from cooking fires. Smoke inhalation caused by indoor cooking fires is a tremendous health hazard, and I didn't realise how big it was until I started doing a bit of research. Over 3 billion people cook over indoor cooking fires. That leads to about 3.2 million deaths per year, of which 257,000 are children. Yeah. And that's more deaths than AIDS and malaria combined. And so that really, it troubled me. We realised that there was a real importance of developing something that was culturally consonant. And so by that I mean, how easily is it adopted by community and how readily is it adapted to suit that individual community need? And that was the real catalyst for us developing a chimney. It's low cost, it can be made locally,
Fantastic.
And it really works. And so this trip was to try and get that chimney a little bit more broadly adopted throughout East Africa. And the secondary aim for the trip was that we would use some testing gear that had been loaned to us by AirMet to actually capture the impact that the chimney would have.
And what was sort of some of the most memorable moments?
It's hard not to be affected by what you see. And there was one particular moment I was sitting inside a kitchen that didn't have any windows, with all the air monitoring equipment, and I'm just watching as the smoke just descends from the ceiling. The lady cooking had her son on her lap, and he was about 2, and he was coughing, and the smoke got so bad that my eyes started to run, and I had to actually leave the house. And it struck me then that I could leave. They couldn't. This is their daily life, their daily exposure to smoke. Once you've seen that, it's really difficult to leave that behind. It's really difficult to forget that.
But yeah, it must have affected you quite deeply to see those kind of things with the communities and the demographics that you witnessed there as well.
One of the things that really surprised us was how readily they accepted the chimney and got on board with it in terms of it being a solution to their air quality. What has happened with a lot of the previous interventions is that they've been tested in a lab. So they work in a lab, but they don't actually work in the field. The beauty of things like this dust canary is that it allowed us to test our design in real time.
Fantastic.
In the field. And so we could actually see how the women were going about their daily activities. And we could get some real-time feedback with the monitoring devices that enabled us to determine, is the design working? From a technical standpoint, is it actually removing smoke, removing carbon monoxide, removing carbon dioxide? And secondly, is it actually working within their framework of living? How do we engage with the local community to initially demonstrate that it really works well, and then get the community behind making it, funding it? There's estimated around 3 billion people worldwide still cooking over wood. So to address the need, even the smaller country of Kenya, you really need it to scale organically with people getting behind it and making it.
And for the guys who are back in Africa now, continuing to do this, what's your sort of contact that you're having with those people just to keep up the momentum on the ground? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so WhatsApp is this extraordinary thing.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's globally.
You're in the middle of the desert and people have got these little phones that are going bing, and so we're all on WhatsApp.
Okay, great.
It's great. So we left some instructions with them. We said every chimney you install, send us a geotag and a photo and the name of the woman, because we've developed a system whereby we can go back and check on each of the chimneys.
Fantastic.
So to see if they're still functioning, to see if they're still working, still being used, and that'll be part of the trip next year.
Fantastic.
Be to return through those areas and say, how's it going?
Yeah,
you
good.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic from a sustainability point of view.
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
making
absolutely.
sure you say, you don't want to put something in that's out of place, that's not adopted, and that to be able to demonstrate to the next group of stakeholders where you say we're actually making this impact is a fantastic story, really.
One of the great things about this trip is we demonstrated that the chimney works. It categorically works, and that's thanks to the monitoring devices that have enabled us to capture that. From our perspective, you can see a difference a chimney makes, but from, say, an external party looking on, having the ability to quantify that data really then speaks, and you can say this is the percentage reduction in CO2 particulate, and this is what we're trying to achieve.
Well, David, thanks so much for joining us today. It's been amazing to hear about the journey and the wrap up, for the next stages. Obviously, how do people get involved with that? How do they contact you? How do they get involved with such a great cause?
Yeah, so we have a website, and on that website you can see links to our social media.
Awesome. Yep.
There's a link on there where they can donate to the cause.
Awesome. Thanks so much for letting us be a part of it, and really keen to work with you on the next stages of the next trip back.
It's a team effort, and I think that's what I like about it, is it has to be a group. And so the support of AirMet, the loan of the devices was really great.
No, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.